Now we're here at Geysir. We had to take a short bathroom break, buy some coffee, and yeah, just trying to get a little bit of energy. Yep, coffee. So a very nice ice cream here. This is actually a famous place because there was a wrestling school here for a couple of decades, which is Icelandic national sports, Iceland's national sport. Well, until we discovered that we could actually do something in football. Hi Ayla. So this is basically the explanation. So from the Geysir Center, let's just let it roll before it starts again. It's what, 2 minutes? Yeah, I think this is a better explanation if we have it like in this format. The Great Geyser in Iceland is the most famous of all geysers. Nowadays, the word geyser is used internationally to describe a spouting spring. The average eruption height of the Great Geyser today is 15 to 20 meters. Well, actually, in older times, geyser used to erupt up. So this is another geyser. It's called Strokkur. So the oldest written accounts about geyser date back to 1294. So yeah, I think it's a little bit wrong to say geyser is still erupting because it's not really. And therefore, the boiling point under hydrostatic pressure increases about 100 Celsius in the tube. So that builds up, the temperature increases down below. Boiling starts in the geyser at around 10-15 meters, and then it increases, splashes, and water is injected. So I think it's a good way of seeing see it graphically, what is happening. So yeah, I will not try the lamb soup today. Sorry, this is just we're gonna eat. We bought some coffee and sandwiches, and we are simply gonna have a nice coffee on our way up to the hot springs. Hi Ayla. No, the original geyser, is dormant. It erupted a couple of times in the year 2000 after big earthquakes, but it's been dormant. I think the channels of the water, of the hot water, they just changed, and now it's basically Strokkur. That's or the butter churn. Again, please let me know if it gets too windy, you can't hear me, because then I'll try to shelter. So they are trying to they're trying to make this a little bit more representable, like building better paths. Of course, some people have been going out of the paths, burning on their feet, so they're trying to make it more safe, so people don't go out of the paths. And yeah, they're developing they want to make this a little bit better for visitors. And this is a very hot water that's flowing here. Is it warm by the geysers? Well, there's a little bit of a hot air that flows toward you, but it's not. The wind kind of takes most of the warmth after that. Yes, Pat, Strokkur, they were using that kind of things to churn the butter in the old days. There's a really nice restaurant that's closed right now, and a hotel that's pretty new. And a little bit of warning sign, small warning sign, 80 to 100 degrees Celsius. But still, some people, for some reason, they go off the path. And it can be very hazardous. So let's check out here. Welcome to Geysir. So, some of the things that I've told you earlier, drifting away from each other at the rate of 2 centimeters per year. And geothermal areas in Iceland are divided into high and low temperature areas, depending on the nature of the geothermal system. The high temperature areas are within the volcanic zone, the lower temperature ones outside. Geysir is a high temperature geothermal area with a base temperature. So you can see how big the Strokkur goes now. It's 25-35 meters. But old Geysir, he would go up like 70-80 meters. So yeah, let's
actually the hotel.
Yeah.
I've been trying to book a room there for a weekend for a long time, but it's always fully booked by Icelanders. And you see like the people here, probably Icelandic couples.
Yeah.
And it's very popular, the hotel actually, fully booked by Icelanders.
Okay. So do you have a gift card, or is there some reason why you want to spend?
No, I think it's just like the new hotel is really nice and everybody wants to stay there, so.
Okay. Getur aðeins haldið á þessu?
Já.
Það er bara the cold wind kind of like going into my eyes. When I go there, I usually like to hike up to the hill over there and have an overview of the area. Maybe you'll get here. 50 is just a number. Just plan for 2022. I think we'll be out of this mess after that. Yes, they have been building better paths here and trying to have lines and stuff like that so people don't go into the outside of the area. You can see it churning over here, boiling. So this is little geyser or small geyser. The government bought up the land here not so long ago. I think it was maybe 3-4 years ago. So there was a family that owned about 2/3 of the land, and there was big dispute on how to develop it, and but fortunately the Icelandic government have now paid, so they can fully develop it like they want. Maybe the two ones over there are a little bit warmer than the rest of us, maybe, but it's not very wise to stand downhill of the. It's very windy, so when it blows, Strokkur, the hot water could actually, probably not, but could reach them over there. This, the Golden Circle is kind of like the most visited place. Yes, most of it I think, but do you see the poor people over there? Oh,
That was lucky.
yes.
So we don't have to wait here an hour.
Yeah, he's blowing every 5 minutes, I think. So we could actually go for see some more before it blows again. Okay, so it's so icy. It's so icy in the rest of the area they have blocked it off. I think we'll have to take the other route. Like since the beginning of the 20th century, people have been traveling here. There's one famous that, we were a Danish colony or Norwegian and then Danish colony from 1263 until 1944. And one of the famous visits by, the Danish kings really didn't, go to Iceland often, but there was a famous visit by Danish king in 1907, I believe. So then they built kind of like a road, which is called King's Road today, which is in neglect. But so the king could visit the magnificent Geysir and Gullfoss, and so it basically goes from Reykjavik towards Þingvellir, Gullfoss and Geysir. So that's so tourism in Iceland started you know, in the 20th century. So that's the famous geyser over here, and it's much larger than the other one. Geysir. Of course, all the hot springs in the world bear his name. And we can go a little bit closer, but as you see, the area here is the ground is pretty unstable. You know, if an earthquake happens here, like in 2000, it changed the system, the geothermal system here, the high heat area, quite a lot. And as I said, Geysir started erupting all of a sudden after some years being dormant, decades being dormant. But then it stopped again. A little bit of a warm. It's very slippery here now. But as you see, the whole of Geysir is a lot bigger than Strokkur. They tried to like open up the chamber. It kind of the pipeline or pipe down has probably just been closed off, so they were trying to like drill to make it flow again, and they tried to put they tried to put like soap into it. That made it erupt for some time, but when people starting to realize that we could, you shouldn't basically disturb these natural phenomenons. It's protected today. That's what I was trying to say with my frozen face. That's good to hear, Maureen, that you feel like you're here. I know a lot of people are in quarantine, and this one is called Blesi. Blesi is like a horse name in Iceland. Blesi, Old Blesi. And this is really beautiful. Sometimes, you know, it gets really blue and magnificent colors for pictures. Do not throw coins in the spare. It is quite cold, but when you layer up, then, but of course the face is I don't have my ski mask or bakalava or Þetta, lamb house cap. Þetta konungshver, the king's hot spring. If I remembered correctly, they would get like there were 3 stones, and they would sit around this, having a picnic here, looking over the hot spring area. The Danish king and his I think 2 sons, if I remember it correctly. All due, I feel like sometimes a little bit. I felt like the Danes did us a lot wrong, because there were some, like for example, merchant monopoly that was here for a long period, which you could only do business with a merchant in your district. So the farmers were basically they had to be accept whatever price that merchant would give them for their sheep and wool and stuff. So they were completely dependent on the goodwill of that said merchant. And merchants being merchants, sometimes it's all about the end dollar or krona at this time. So they were sometimes pretty cruel towards the farmers in regard what prices they got for their stock or goods. So let's see Strokkur erupt one more time before we head back and we go for Gullfoss, the golden waterfall. Yeah, things I do for you, Kate. Freezing my butt off for you. Yeah, so we'll wait a little bit for this one again. Hi Karen, has the geothermal network been affected at all by the seismic activity? Not now. The seismic activity now, for the last month or has been most in the southwest, on the Reykjanes Peninsula. So it didn't reach all the way over here. And yes, there's a little bit of smell of sulfur in the air. When you look at the hot spring like that, you start to think about going into a hot tub. Siggy, I believe that you have a hot tub in your home.
Yeah, that's correct.
Do you use that frequently?
Well, not frequent. Well, I do it like in periods. It's
okay.
Nice. It's really nice just to be outside. Maybe see the northern lights, or I use it more in the winter than the summer.
Okay. So you do go rolling in the snow and then into the hot tub?
Let's say that, but I really don't. But
it's just cooler to think about Icelanders rolling in the snow and ice and like the Finns, jumping into ice cold lakes and then going for a sauna, like the stereotypical. My coffee is getting cold.
Something's happening or not.
To sé gerast. Is it happening? Yeah, I'm probably gonna think about going to the volcano again in the twilight to see it when it's dark, because you know, I went there in the daylight. You see, there's a little bit of a flow going on there, and I want to see the volcano now in when it's I want to see it in the twilight when it glows in the darkness. I think 120 degrees, Milana. I think that was the warning sign. 80 to 120 degrees Celsius. Hot. So I thought it was close to erupting. Now it wants to keep us waiting a little bit. So I was saying that the farm, that the family that owns the restaurant over there, and they are, you know, they are very fortunate to their farm. So they have built up quite a, like the hotel, and the hotel is privately owned. It's owned by the same family, right? I think so, yeah. Hi Janet, yes, hopefully you'll be back soon. Syria, will Iceland Airways happen this year? Hopefully, but I think it will take place in some way or form, but I think they were saying that hopefully that there will be around 60% vaccinated in the middle of summer. So hopefully that will give us Iceland Airways again next beginning of November. So, dear Strokkur, Mr. Burchan, shall we erupt already before my fingers start falling off? Yes, we can be patient. That's one of the factors of Icelanders. We can be very patient. And sometimes very, 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 very impatient, like with the volcano now. I think even though the forecast is really bad, I think a lot of people will still travel to the volcano. So there you have it. Mighty Strokkur. Oh. 3 times.
He's showing off.
Yes, he's showing off. Very icy here. Yeah, let's walk the path over here. Warm wind. So yeah, we're gonna head off to Gullfoss. The waterfall is just about 10 minutes away, and we'll hike where it's deemed okay. We don't have any spikes on, and as you see, with water and ice, it's you have to be careful. Walk like a penguin. Short steps with your center of gravity really down, not over reaching steps and small steps. Bye, little Geysir. I'll post some videos and pictures of you guys for Siggy, my friend, was here at the volcano last night, so he had some beautiful pictures, like where it's, you can imagine, and in the twilight, in the darkness, when the lava fall is flowing, it's just and there are lava pools forming. They say it will take about a week or 2 weeks to fill up the valley which the volcano is in now, and then it will start to flow into another valley. And yeah, so it's going to be interesting how, just, will it continue? Will it continue to flow? Or, it's just funny to hear some of the scientists been talking about it. Yeah, it could go on. It could stop tomorrow. It could go on for weeks. It could go on for years. This is probably a caldera, which is basically straight from the mantle. So very deep primitive lava or magma flowing up. And but it's very hard to predict Mother Nature, what will exactly happen. They will just have to monitor. But this is a very special volcanic eruption in Iceland. Even though we have volcanic eruption every 4 or 5 years, since the history of Iceland, there has never been an eruption quite like this. Since we started monitoring at least volcanoes. There are, of course, similar eruptions that have happened before the settlement, but not like this. So it's exciting times. So some benefits of being short Sheridan. It only takes short steps, but you need to be really careful, especially around Gullfoss, because the water is spraying everywhere, and so ice is forming all over, and Takk fyrir, herra minn. Getur aðeins svolítið á þessu.
Endur það?
Já, ok. I'm a bit cold on my fingers, to be honest. I have to stop using to be honest. What country are we in, Eddie? We are in Iceland. We just visited the Geysir hot spring area, and Geysir hot spring area in Reykjavik, Hawk Valley, and now we're heading to Gullfoss, the Golden Waterfall. And that's probably where we're gonna say goodbye to you guys. So it's about 10 minutes drive. We'll be there about 3. So we're on schedule. Everything is on schedule. So if you enjoy the tour, maybe you want to tip the guides a little bit. No obligation, just and of course, if you check out our YouTube channel, we have a lot of videos since, well, I've been doing videos since the beginning of December. Christmas walk, live drive to Westman Island, and Gullfoss. And yeah, we've been doing a lot of fun stuff. It's very cold here. Oh, very cold. It's not too cold. It's about -4, -3 now. But the wind chill, the wind chill factor is, yeah, it doesn't help. And I remember I told you about the Patreon club. If you want to join that, be a patron of Your Friend In Reykjavik. And also on Instagram, of course. Yeah, Stephen, I'll probably have something strong to drink after this. Something to warm up my core. It's okay. I'm used to being cold, guys. It's just part of Icelandic nature, being a little bit cold. Wind speed now is about 13 meters per second, and it's getting worse, or it's getting stronger. The forecast says that about 6 p.m. it will go up to 21 meters average speed of the wind, and then we're not talking about the gales, which can be like 35 meters per second. Michaela, how do I pronounce Reykjavik? Reykjavik. We roll our R's in Iceland. So Reykjavik, Reykjavik, Reykjavik. Yes, John, maybe a little whiskey, or cognac and a coffee. This is actually my first time in a Tesla also, George. So yeah.
You want to see the coolest feature of Tesla?
Yes.
So the coolest feature, is the fart balloon. So you can like bring it apart. It's really
Oh. Nice.
So this is like this is the reason why everybody buys the car.
Yeah, a must feature, a must part of the navigation system, a fart balloon system, of course. Hi Heidi, maybe I'll do this drive in the summer. Who knows? So horses over there. I'm trying to plan a lot of live streams this summer because I will be relocating to England in fall. So then I will just come to Iceland just like every couple of months or something like that. So I'll try to do as much as possible the next couple of months for you, like live streaming. So maybe you'll do the Golden Circle in the summer when it's a little bit greener. We are in about 5 minutes will we be in Gullfoss, the waterfall. So in about 3:02 we'll probably walk and see the waterfall, and then I'm gonna cut you off. The average drive or what's it called? How long? It's 560 kilometers for Tesla.
For the range.
For the range, yes.
Yeah,
but of course, when it's so cold, it's less, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now we're 60%, so we can check what it calculates. So it calculates now that we only have 215 kilometers left. So I hope we make it home.
Yes, it will be interesting. So we were just driving past a place called Brattholt, and Brattholt is quite a famous farm. Or there's a story behind Brattholt. Brattholt, the farm, kind of owned Gullfoss or part of the area of Gullfoss, and this there was a woman there called Sigríður from Brattholt. In the beginning of the 20th century, there were some foreign financiers that had bought most of or rented most of the property of Gullfoss, or the land around Gullfoss, and they were going to build a geothermal dam. So they would have destroyed Gullfoss waterfall, and so Sigríður, the daughter of the farmer of at Brattholt, she rode to Reykjavik repeatedly and demanding that the government or the state would step in and protect förum lengra núna. Lengra, já. They would protect the waterfall and wouldn't let them dam it and destroy it. So, and you know, she succeeded in basically stopping them from ruining Gullfoss. Yes. Já. Bara leggjum eins nálægt eins og mögulegt er. Yeah. John, yes, there's a monument honoring her here. So so yes, it's getting a little bit more windy. I'm going to take shelter here underneath the... Hi guys. So it's getting a little bit more windy here, so I'm gonna button up with the hope that you hear me all okay now. Do you hear me okay? I'm a little bit muffled, but Þetta þokkalegt. Yeah, the wind is blowing right into our faces and eyes. It's a little bit difficult to keep them open because there's a little bit of snow drift. Þetta reddast. Yes, the wind is picking up. Use compounds. Ég ætla að gera það. Ég ætla að skipta þið. So yes. So yes, the wind is getting stronger, and the forecast looks like it's gonna So that area is closed. The wind is hammering us there. So guys, we're not gonna stay long. It's getting really cold here. Oh, it feels so much better when you're walking away from the So guys, just a little bit of a looking at Gullfoss in its winter splendor. So this waterfall is actually flowing from Langjökull glacier, the long glacier. And the total length of the water flow is 185 kilometers, making it one of the longest rivers, of course, in Iceland. It's called the White River, and then it combines with a couple of others. They're called Ölfusá. And the waterfall itself is like three cliffs, or one is 11 meters and with 2 drops, and the other one is 21. It's a little bit better to walk with the wind in your back. But still it's pretty cold. The wind chill factor, I think it's probably closer to like 17 meters, something like that now per second, the wind speed. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this live stream, Golden Circle. We're gonna head back. I'm gonna munch on my I'm gonna end this when we get into the car, and we have a couple of live streams coming up. I think we have planned for until for the next month or so. I always try to be live on Wednesdays and on Saturdays. Tak, tak, tak.
That was cold. Oh boy. Oh.
So, yeah, God, this phone doesn't have a the selfie. So this was fun. A little bit cold. I'll probably do this in the summertime also, when it's green and a little bit better.
Probably more difficult to get parking then.
Yes. Well, no, not this summer. I think you know, tourism won't start here until next fall, or maybe just 2022. But a lot of people, of course, will travel to see the volcano, maybe, if it goes on. But yes, I think this has been excellent. Takk fyrir mig, and thank you for tuning in, and well, bless you.
Thanks for letting me ride along with you.
Thank you for being a chauffeur today. And yeah, just if you want to tip a little bit, PayPal me, Ivor Iceland, and buy me a coffee, Friend Reykjavik. Buymeacoffee.com, Friend Reykjavik. So, takk fyrir mig. Góðan dag. Have a good day. Bless, bless.